Hello, everybody. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Now, today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be doing a review of a very special movie that just came out. Very special movie to me, and that is The Magical Faraway Tree, because that is one of my favourite childhood books that they just created a movie of, and it came out exactly on my 20th birthday. And so I was like, no way I'm ignoring this. Now, I haven't really done much of these things before. I think I've done one for the Monsterverse Godzilla movies, but that's about it. Um, but yeah, I have the collection of the books right here. The Enchanted Woods, The Magical Faraway Tree, and then The Folk of the Magical Faraway Tree. Now, the main difference with the movie is that it's just the Magical Faraway Tree, and there's some characters you see in the other books that you don't see in the movie, but I'm not complaining about that because it was a very, very good movie, and definitely one I'm gonna be going back to for many, many years. But to start off, when I first went into it, I read the books as a kid and I got the books read to me, but I'd kind of forgotten what a lot of things that I'd kind of forgotten, and it really brought back like a load of memories, and it was really nice and even quite emotional. And there was some parts of it which I thought perhaps weren't going to be too good, but they actually ended up being really good. Now, there are quite a few differences to the books themselves, but I would say they're very good differences. They definitely make it far better because in the books it's set quite a long time ago. It's quite oldly worded and simple worded. Not that that's a bad thing, obviously it is a kid's book, so it needs to be like that. But in the movie, there was just it really was quite magical because you could get so much more of like the personality and the wonder from actually seeing it. Our book is brilliant. Some books are even better than movies, and you go into some movies that are based on books and they're always going to be different, but you go in and you think, well, that was terrible, that was nothing like the book. But this one, I would say in many ways it was perhaps even better than the books because it just really brought the characters to life, especially the characters in the actual Faraway Tree as well. They made some changes to them that look different than in the actual book itself, but I'm not complaining about that because they did very well and they still kept the personalities, and most of them were really funny. So it was all very good in that way, and I'm happy with the changes they made to the characters because, like, it's just a general rule of movies, of course, a picture speaks 1,000 words, but in the books, from what I remember, I've started reading a little bit of it. What I've gathered so far is it kind of more just says, well, this happens and this happens and that happens, but in the movie it's more emotional. You can see why they do them things, you can see the feelings behind it, and you can actually relate to it, which is something you could get in the books as well, but it's just far more better, especially the parents, because in the books the parents were just kind of like background characters. I don't want to say bland, but in the movie they were just far more interesting and relatable. I really liked them, especially the dad. He was great. That is probably some of the things he tries to do. It's probably similar things that I would try to do if I was a parent. And same with some of the kids. I liked it far better actually, that it was a modern setting. It made it far more relatable. I relate to all the characters. Mostly I would say I probably relate to the dad and then to Fran as well. Oh, Fran was always my favourite character in it. But when I first saw the trailer and they were going on about the whole technology aspect and the whole Wi-Fi aspect, I just thought, are they gonna make that too much about all that stuff? They're gonna make it some message against technology, and it didn't end up being like that at all. And it was really good in that way, because them two other children, Joe and Bess, at first I didn't like them. I was like, can you please just get out of this movie? I'm quite happy with it just being Fran going in the magical faraway tree. But then once you see them actually see the magic and things, and they change from instead of wanting to be on TikTok all day, they just want to go explore the magical faraway tree, and that was really amazing to see. That is what, well, that is what I hope, if I ever have kids, that is what I hope they would be like, hopefully. Just curious and wanting to go and explore, and technology can be a good thing. I have a bunch of online friends. It's how I've got more confident and more myself in that way. But so long as you keep that drive for exploring and wonder, and you're not going on it all the time, I really think that's all right in that way. And especially the lessons from it, seeing how they changed and how they wanted to go and explore. That was just really nice to see. It just had a lot of nice moments to it, and I'm really happy with the whole thing. Generally, I would say I'm happy with all the changes they made to the characters and to the plot and all of that. It was a bit the same, but there's some things that were a bit different, but good different. The only thing I would say, and I'll try not to spoil it, even though it has been out for a good few weeks, but I'll still word it a little bit vaguely if I can. I'm not the best at doing that, but I'll try. The only thing I would say is that, now, I don't think this happened in the book, so it makes sense. I don't remember the books as such, but I thought there'd be a bigger plot with Dame Snap, because the trailer made it out like there would be, like, you see a usual big adventure where there's the big villain and the kids need to stop them, like, taking over the real world, and you see that trope a lot, but it didn't end up happening like that. And I'm very glad it didn't end up happening like that, because you see that loads, and it's nice just to have a fun adventure movie, and I'm really happy with that. The only thing I would say before you see it is definitely read the books first. If you can, you don't have to buy them. There's a bunch of audiobooks on YouTube, and you can even get them for free on the internet. But I would say definitely read the books first, because I know after seeing the movie, which I would say this is a brilliant thing, probably not intentional, but brilliant, is that I was going into the books and I was wishing the characters and the story was like what it was gonna be in the movie, and it didn't make it feel any worse, but the movie just made them feel so more alive and real and relatable, that when I went to the books, I was like, it just felt a bit like, it did, to be honest, kind of a little bit take away from it, but that's just because the movie was so brilliant. But that, I would definitely say that definitely read the books before you go to see the movie. But yeah, I would rate it an 11 out of 10. It was very, very fantastic. And one thing I can say that confirms it was a great movie is that I went in there it was about 2 hours long and it felt like half an hour. And when it ended, I was like, what? Huh? I was like in shock. I was even a bit emotional. I was like, I really want this to continue. Can this please continue? And I think that tells me everything I need to know. I hope they make more of them, more of the movies. Don't know if they will. I'm not too won't be too busted up about it if they don't, because that's a very good standalone movie. But I really do want more, because there's 3 books and there's more they could do with it. But anyway, I'm just very happy about it, and that is a movie I will be watching probably a lot. Anytime I might be feeling like I need a bit more magic or wonder or just excitement in my life, or motivation to just go and explore and have an adventure, then I will definitely go and see that movie. And that is all I really have to say about it. It was very fun making this, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Goodbye for now, and awoogie.